Do you ever open CS2, have a look at that sorry ass inventory of yours? Well, that couldn't be me, but I'm assuming most of you guys do. You poor fucks. And this all made me start wondering, if I'm rich and you're poor, does that mean the average is between us? And if not, what is the average inventory value? But first off, we have to make a list of what we need in order to find the answer. So I composed a list of 3 things I want to collect and focus on. Inventory value, hours played, countries they're from. Yes, understandably, getting all 3 of these from each profile is going to be a challenge. But do you know who I am? I'm the people's champion. I give the people what they want.
But Clip, how are you going to collect all these variables?
Good question, but here are some of the tactics I considered. One of the tactics was to go to my friends list, take down their info, and move on to a random friend on their friends list. Theoretically, never running out of Steam friends. But there are a couple problems with this already. 1, a lot of my friends are from Australia and— Wait! Where's Australia and New Zealand on this map? What type of dumb American made this? That's better. What was I saying again? A lot of my friends are from Australia and New Zealand, so I wouldn't be getting a diverse data pool I was looking for. But also the consistent trouble of running into private friends list or not being able to see hours consistently would make this journey a slow, miserable slog. So this tactic was out of the question. Another way I thought of doing it was using CS Float, as it offered millions of users and your inventory has to be on private to use it. But this tactic quickly fell apart as you cannot actually go to the seller's profile, so it's a no for this one too. But finally, I found my answer. Steam reviews. And I know, like you, I've never left a Steam review. I'm lying. But does that really count? I came to this conclusion for these reasons here. It offered me millions of accounts at a click of a button. I could visually see the hours from the review regardless if the accounts have the hours private, and I can sift thoroughly and quickly through inventories to skip the private ones. It also allows me to select what language the review was posted, theoretically getting me different countries. Of course, I know it's not exact, like with the English, it counts for Australia, New Zealand, America, England, and the list goes on. So instead, I've kind of lied and said we're doing native speakers. With saying this, I'm going to need an extension to help me. I need Steam Inventory Helper to calculate the inventories for me. Steam Inventory Helper might not be the most accurate, it gives us a consistent base for our inventory's worth, so I'm going to use it. So I started to collect the data, and this came with some flaws. Some annoying ones, mind you. One being, when going to some accounts and listing the attributes, it became apparent to me that there was many bots. So to counter this, I started using accounts that had over 100 hours to minimize the bots, but also had more than 1 game on the account, minimizing smurfs on here as well. And all this sounds so simple, right? Fuck no. It takes me about 30 to 40 minutes to collect 50 profiles worth, and I'm aiming for 50 profiles per category. So if you do this, carry the 1 times the 10, yeah, about 14 fucking hours, cunt. As you can see, this is where things started to become shit for me. I would do what I was doing as per usual. I got up to the Romanian section, click on this profile, click on this inventory, and nothing. And this went on for a while. I tried different inventories, different profiles, reset my PC. Cable management, am I right? Restarted my router. Hell, I even went out for the first time. Well, cool. That's enough of that. But because of how stupid this was and how close I was to finishing, I kind of left the project for a bit while it sorted itself out. After a week of fucking around trying to figure out why I keep getting blocked from Steam, it finally clicked. I can use a VPN. Duh, after a fucking week I figured that out, holy shit. After installing the VPN and collecting the rest of the data, it was a breeze. So without further ado, here are the results. So to break this all down, here's what we're looking at. Every language has a pool size of 50 accounts as previously mentioned. These are the hours and these are the value of the inventory averages. So as we can see, in first place, Germans have the most expensive with $480 worth of stuff, which is pretty fucking nuts. I think it was mostly from one guy, but honestly I forgot. My bad. In second, we have Vietnam. I kinda knew Vietnam would be here, but I didn't realize that would be above China. This is editor glip here. I also forgot to mention that Vietnam was heavily influenced by one guy, as you can see here. The last entry I put in Australian dollars, he almost had a $20,000 inventory. That's mental. Anyway, back to you, normal clip. But in third place, we have the Dutch, which again, I know I've said this a lot, I actually did not expect them. I thought the top 3 would include 2 European countries like Sweden or the Danes, but the Dutch, I thought they'd be investing their money in the native flora, wink wink. And this brown section here, this is the poorest inventory average, and it belongs to the Indonesians. I didn't even know they played CS at all. All I've heard about Indonesia is that they run around with Desert Eagles and compete in spider fighting. I decided to also break down the value to hours ratio, meaning how much playtime they have versus their inventory value. Closer they are, the higher they are on the list. For example, if I have 1,000 hours in game and $1,000 worth of items, I would have a rating of 1, which is really good. But if I had 1,000 hours in game and $100 worth of items, my score would be 0.10, which is really poor. So the objective of this is to have the highest number. So here are the results. First place is Vietnam with 0.3 rating, which is insane considering the average playtime is 650 hours, meaning their inventories on average are almost $650, which is fucking nuts. Next is China with a 0.6 rating, which is really good, lower than I thought, but good. And third place is the Germans with a 0.5 rating. Seeing the top 3 really makes you realize how far Vietnam is, almost a whole 0.3 rating higher than second place. And in last place, we have the Russians with a 0.07 rating, which is pretty fucking shit. The moment you've all been waiting for, the average value of a CS2 inventory, worldwide edition. Mind you, getting this number, this one little number cost me 2 weeks of getting fucked in the ass by Steam IP blocking bullshit. But regardless, here it is. The average inventory value of a CS2 player is 168 American dollars. I'll let you sit in that for a second. Yeah, 168 American dollars. That's as much as 14 Zinger boxes. Anyway, I've been Glip, and I'm never going outside again. The end.